So it is A with EDCQ and
It's Rich from True Budget EDC and Prepping and Medical on the other channel because I started another channel. So
what's your other channel called?
True Budget EDC and Medical. I tagged you in it, I think, a bunch of times.
Okay.
You got to go to your
I'm
mention. You know what? It never comes up as mentions. You got to literally physically go to your mention little thing on top. There's like a bell. You check your mentions, it'll probably come up with a bunch of them because I tag people in videos, and I post them on my community page too. So yeah, I only have like
I
4 or
will
5
I
videos.
have
I only
definitely
have like
been
5
out of
videos on
the
there, so 4 or 5. I don't know.
I'm excited you're doing that.
Yeah, so
I love your medical stuff.
yeah, so there's like 1, 2, 3, like 4 actual videos. One's on budget medical items, another one's on budget Cheetah-san I found, and then one of the subscribers asked me a question about what to put in your day pack because people always forget what to put in there. So I did that one recently.
That's awesome. I might
Yep.
have seen those come across my feed. I need to click on them.
Yeah. I get a lot of stuff that comes across, and I never get mentions. I have to physically go and look, like sometimes. Like it won't tell you that
Yes.
somebody mentioned you or somebody tagged you. It's crazy.
I hate and community post. Good luck getting updates about those.
Right. No, those don't update at all. Like I put those on,
Yeah.
but whatever. That's why I just tag people.
What's up, wild man?
Native Wild Man, how's it going?
What's
Uh,
up,
that's
my
Kyle. He's
boys?
in the other room.
Hi, guys.
Aaron, hey, Aaron, I did that video on the
Aaron.
medical. I did the medical video about what to put in your day pack. I think it was you that asked me that. I think it was Aaron Ames. But that's on the
So,
True Budget
quick
EDC medical.
rundown. What are like the top 5 things you need in a day pack?
Well, I'd say it depends on what you're putting in it, like where you're going, what are you doing. Like if you're going to do dangerous stuff like rock climbing or like you know what I mean, hiking, then you should have a tourniquet, like a trauma kit. But if you're going like to the park, you should have like boo boo stuff. You know what I mean? But I always say put
Yeah.
medications in there. There's like these little pill containers, and you can put a whole bunch of different meds in them. I showed it on the video, and I have one like in my truck. My wife has one, and I have an extra one, and it holds like 6 different meds. And then on the top side of it, there's 2 larger openings, so you can put like Tums or something else in there, or even packets of like triple antibiotic or whatever. So,
That's
or
awesome.
you can just buy a Walmart first aid kit for like $6.
What is up, Brian? How's it going? Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, I put the video, Aaron, on the other channel, so
Nice.
it's up.
So, it's been a while. When was the last time we did this? April?
Before I went to Florida,
May?
no,
Yeah.
maybe I don't know. Before it got warm.
But
Yeah,
we definitely took a little hiatus between vacations,
yeah,
trips, all of that
right.
jazz, and we are back and badder than ever, ready to stick to our weekly schedule unless something comes up.
Yeah.
Um, but
Okay, yeah, no, like I'm not sure for Aaron. I made another channel, True Budget EDC and Medical, and I put the video about the pack on that channel, and I mentioned you in it, but I couldn't tag you, so I just mentioned you in the video. So if you go to the like my community page, it should be on my community page. I think it should be. Like,
we'll
what?
see if we can link it in the comments here, and I will
Yeah, yeah.
link your second channel as
It's
well. That is
actually
so cool.
I think it's TB EDC Med or TB. I don't know. It's True
Okay.
Budget EDC and Medical. You know how they give you a handle? True Budget
Yep.
EDC Medical. TB EDC Med, I think.
Let's see. What new knife did you get, Wild Man? And I
Yeah, what is that?
think Rich probably not. You're not into the NFL, right? Is that correct?
Oh, not anymore. I used to be. I watch NASCAR now. I stopped when they started kneeling. I stopped watching. I haven't
So
watched
yeah,
it
so
since.
we'll probably keep it at 1 o'clock, just because people who are into the NFL, they can watch the game while they're watching us, or they can still catch most of the first games. So I think
Yeah,
for now we'll keep it. If it hits our numbers, we'll reevaluate.
right. Yeah.
Um, so I'm a little embarrassed to do this because it is my birthday. I'm lounging around the house
Oh, that's
today.
right.
No
Happy
big
birthday.
plans.
Happy birthday.
Don't pl- Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. But so no planning on leaving the house today.
I didn't leave the house
So
too
I
either.
am definitely not going to have the pocket check well. But what's in your pockets?
What's he got? A case? Oh, in my pocket. I have
Yeah,
I have the Ace Nimbus V2, so I was carrying that for a while. Um, I like it. I was carrying the Spyderco Native 5 for like a week, and then I got on my belt in the sheath. I have the Climber, and
nice.
those are the only two knives I have. I started carrying SAK on my belt instead of another knife because I don't know, it's more useful. I find like if I have like the Buck 110 and I have a knife like this, this is a like a 7-inch knife, so this is capable of doing whatever. So I don't need like another 8-inch knife. You know what I mean? So I started carrying the SAK and I use it way more because like for the screwdriver. So we're in Cape Cod and I'm like in the truck with my wife and she's driving and I'm going like this, right? And she's like, dude, stop doing that. I'm like, what? I got something stuck in my teeth. And she's like, don't you have a toothpick in your EDC bag? And I'm like, no, I don't carry. And I was like, wait a minute, I have a Climber. And I was
Yes,
like,
I
boom.
do.
So I was like, sweet, I do. Like, so that was awesome. So I do use it. You know what I mean? Like, might not use it all the time, but you need a screwdriver, you need a cap lifter, you need whatever. So it's way more useful on my belt than another knife. I actually like a regular, just plain.
Yeah,
So that's what I have, and then I just have. I started carrying the Galen leather EDC wallet again. So I like it. I
nice.
got 11 cards in here. A little notebook, a dude wipe, some band-aids. It fits a lot of stuff actually. And then
That's awesome.
I just got this as a hank. It's a bandana, one of those bandana things. I got the nail file that I got because the Climber doesn't have a nail file, so I carry that. It was on Amazon for $5.99. It's 180 grit diamond file. And Squatch lip balm, Dr. Squatch lip balm.
I love
Tastes
that
like
stuff.
tastes like candle wax, though. But whatever. What else I got? Oh, I got the Workhorse FC11C. So I got that flashlight. They sent that to me, so they've been sending me a lot of flashlights. I got another one. I got a review, and then they're sending another one after that. So I'm like, I got too many flashlights. I'm gonna start doing giveaways. I really am. So that is all. Oh, and pepper spray. But I'm not leaving my house. I don't know why. I'm just so used to putting it on my belt. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah,
Let's see.
other than that.
Happy birthday to your son, Aaron.
Oh yeah,
Thank
happy
you,
birthday.
everybody. So, Native Wildman got a small Congress 4-blade in navy blue with a red shield by Case. That's freaking sweet.
There you go. That bandana thing is cool. Soak it on you to keep the bugs off. Yep. That's good. So you don't
Oh,
have
yeah.
bug spray all over
That's
you.
brilliant.
I went to
Keep you
that
cool as well.
birthday party yesterday, so I started carrying that bandana because I was assuming people were gonna spill stuff and I didn't want to mess up some other hang sizes. I bought those bandanas, it's like a 3-pack. It's like $4 or something, $5. It wasn't much. But if I go to like the general stores, like we go to the Cape a lot, and they'll sell these for like $1.50. So I'll just pick them up all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
So I have a
They
bunch of
come in
them.
handy.
Yeah, I have more like they're in bags mostly. What do you got in your
So
pocket?
I started carrying my custom. This is the compact that I've
Oh yeah,
modified with
there you
the
go.
Phillips driver.
Uh-huh.
So I've started carrying that with the little the Tech Accessories pocket clip,
Yeah.
and that works really well because I can clip it into my pocket and then just kind of pull it out. So that works out nice. And
Here's
then I
this. Look,
literally
I didn't do a video
what's
on
that?
this, but this is the case. Did I show you this?
Oh,
This is
the
that
the
SAK case, and it doesn't. You can pull it on and off your belt like nothing, and it's got a snap instead of Velcro. And it was
I
like
love
13
that.
bucks on eBay from Victorinox. So it's just a
I
little
might have
bulky.
to look at those.
Yeah, I'll send you the link later or something. It's on eBay. It was like literally 13 $14, and I mean it hasn't like got dog eared or chewed up or nothing yet. I mean it's fine, and it's got
That's
pretty good
awesome.
retention. So and it says that it fits. As you can see, this is a 91 millimeter, and there's space. It'll fit a 4-layer, and it'll fit. It says 4.5-inch knife, height wise, lengthwise, and I don't know. It might because what 90 millimeters is like 3.5 inches, right? Do you have the Malga 6, the MKM Malga?
No, I don't.
I have it, and it barely fits in here. Like you can barely close it. So if you have a knife bigger than the Malga,
Okay.
it's not fitting. Like, you know what I mean?
It won't fit. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Um, yeah, no, I like the belt clips as opposed to the loops. You have to take your belt
And then you
through
got
it.
to take your belt off. This one's cool because you just pop it off and you're
Yeah.
good to go. And it's got a snap. I like the snap better than the Velcro because the Velcro wears out, and then you're screwed. You
It
got to
wears
pull it off.
out and it makes noise.
Right through that, and it makes noise, and my pockets make noise well because I have cargos on. See, So whatever. I got Velcro pockets on my cargo, so whatever. I lose either way.
What's up, Kathleen and Ross?
What's up,
The
Ross from the
crowd's all
UK?
here.
Yeah, there you go. Kathleen's here.
Um, but yeah, I've got the Rovivon Aurora A1.
Oh, there you
It
go.
actually goes pretty darn nice with my scales, and they have the same clip on them.
Cool.
And then the last thing I got's my AirPods. So that I'm super lightweight today, but I'm not
There you
leaving the
go.
house, so it's cool.
Yeah. I don't know. I switched my carry to like different stuff now because I'm not carrying like the bigger knife because I was talking to Dennis or EDC for fun and I was like I like literally use this more. I think I was talking to Dennis about it. It was somebody though. But yeah, I love the sound of Velcro. I don't care either way. Like I love it. My keys, I wear my keys on my belt loop and they're super loud. And Evan, everyday Evan, is like, dude, I don't know how you can stand it. I'm like, I don't even hear it. Like I really don't. It doesn't even bother me. Velcro doesn't really bother me unless you're like in a library or something and they're like, shh. But that's when it happens. So yeah, but I like the SAK man because I don't know. You have a knife too. You don't have to use it, but like
Yeah.
all the other tools. I just don't use the compact. I did a video on the compact just the other day too, versus the climber, and versus other stuff.
Oh yeah. That looks gnarly, doesn't it? Erin
Yeah.
said not to send it her way. I think she's a fellow North Carolinian.
Oh, that's right. She is too. I remember she said that.
Yeah.
I'll be
No,
in North Carolina.
I hope that doesn't come my way.
I'll be in North Carolina for vacation next time. I think Emerald Isle or
Let me know when. I'll make a
Top Sail,
trip.
like next July, August, something like that. Until we
We'll
move down
bring
there.
the RV out and park on your
We're
property.
literally like we drive, so we're like Florida's too far to drive. Like it's not really, but whatever. It takes longer. If we had to get home, it would take 2 days to get home, like in an emergency. Whereas if we're in North Carolina, we can make it back in the same day. Like we can drive from our house to
Yeah.
North Carolina in like 1 day. So that's why we're like, let's
Yeah.
just start going back and see because we ended up wanting to move to North Carolina anyway. But so I don't know, maybe that'll happen. We'll get a condo or something. I don't know. Oh, there you go. That's where I'm
So
going to be
she's
at.
in
We
the
were looking at
Greensboro
Greensboro.
area.
We were actually looking at that area, like Greensboro, like somewhere on the coast to vacation. So I will be, like, you know what I mean? Somewhere over there next to Food Lion. I don't know.
So that back there, you kind of can't see it. I don't have the best view. That's the Blue Ridge Mountains. That's the Appalachian Mountains right
cloud?
back there. Yeah, that's a nasty cloud. Over in the foothills of the mountains. So
Yeah, it's
opposite
raining
side
here.
of the state of the coast. But today we are talking literally we are literally talking where does the chin stop and the neck start? We are literally talking your name, prepping. So
Yeah, yeah.
we've talked kind of basic prepping and kind of like prepping 101, but how do you I think this is a pretty cool subject. How do you practically prep? Because you have an incredible system that you actually like you're prepping, but you still utilize your stuff in daily life and kind of you're not letting products go to waste because they get rotated in. So what's your system?
So I'm knocking stuff over. So we just if as far as like practically, so if you prep canned goods and non-perishable stuff, like mostly, right? My wife literally was never a prep until the great TP shortage of 2020, right? So now we just bought another shelf. It'll be here tomorrow. So we need another shelf. Like that's how much we have 8 shelves downstairs and we don't have enough space. So I buy a lot of canned goods. So the stuff that you have that we use that like the kids use, ketchup, like they're crazy. Kids eat ketchup like crazy. So when we go, we'll buy like most of the stuff that they use the most, right? So you buy like 10 bottles of ketchup, put it on the shelf up on top. Everybody uses mayonnaise, so buy like 5 or 6 bottles, things of mayonnaise because they're bigger, they hold more. We always buy tons of canned vegetables. So there's corn, green beans, peas, carrots, and we end up buying like 10 or 15 of each of those, whatever we can fit. And what else? We got a lot of stuff. I just put it all away. So we went to the store yesterday and bought 139 canned good items, and like a lot of kids use ranch dressing, so you buy like 5 or 10 of those. Blue cheese dressing, 5 or 10 of those. Mustard. My wife likes yellow mustard, so we have 10 of those. You got to get brown mustard because I like that, so I get 10 of those. So you use everything that you buy. You're still using it. You know what I mean? It's not like you're putting it there to the end of the apocalypse. So you're just using it, rotating it, and when you get down to like 3 or 4, you're like, oh, bro, we only got like 3 or 4 mustards, so you got to go back and buy like 5 or 6 more. We never really run out of canned goods that much. Like green beans and stuff like that. We don't run out because we rotate that. I have a lot of spinach and a lot of different stuff. But we also have a shelf upstairs. It's a little cabinet, and we put stuff in that so we don't have to go down and get it. So you know what I mean? Like, so we're utilizing like more than one thing, but you're using it and you're eating it, and then you just have to pay attention. Like probably every month. My wife wants to get through the winter, so we made one of the shelves a cleaning supply shelf. So there's a ton of toilet paper on there. There's like nine, so you got like 8 Lysols. There's like a whole Swiffer. There's tons of Kleenex and just everything. Those flushable butt wipes, like just a whole bunch of stuff. And you just buy what you use mostly, right? For non-perishables, and you can just leave it there. Honestly, if you don't use it, you don't use it. It's not going to go bad, right? Because it's in a can or whatever, or it's cleaning supplies, and that's not going to go bad. So all of that dry goods or canned goods, you just try to get that because it's not expensive. The canned goods aren't. You could buy
Yeah.
10 cans of beans for like $5 or something. You know what I mean? I actually have a roll of hot sauce because our kids eat hot sauce like crazy. So I have like 8 bottles of Frank's Red Hot, and then we got like 4 bottles of Chick-fil-A sauce, and then just whatever people are using for condiments and the stuff that we just buy that, and we're like literally out of space because buy pasta, right? Pasta costs like 98 cents a box. You could go buy like 10 cans of 10 boxes of penne or whatever if you want for $10. And I had to put some pasta on the shelf with like some dry cleaning supplies, and I was like, I don't like that. We were like, yeah, we got to buy another shelf, so it's coming tomorrow. I got to put it together. So I'm gonna have a whole other shelf for pasta and stuff. So, but I mean, then you have like bags of rice because rice doesn't go bad, and then we bought a 10-pound bag of sugar, 5-pound bag of sugar. Forgot to buy my flour. Damn it! I got to go buy flour because I bought a case of flour. It was 40 pounds of flour because I make bread and stuff. So just buy the stuff that's gonna first last. It's not gonna go bad. It's not really expensive. You can go to Aldi sometimes and get flour on sale for super cheap. And that's when I bought the whole case. I bought 40 pounds of flour for $8 because it was on this
Wow.
huge sale. You know what I mean? So it's not like that now because everything's
Dang.
up, but it's still not a lot. You know what I mean? Even if you only buy 10 pounds at a time, just buy it every week. You know what I mean? Until if you're, I mean, I'm not making bread like every day. So we also have beer bread. Then I bought like Coors Light because it's garbage and I don't like it. I bought it so I could use it for beer bread. You know what I mean? So there's a bunch of stuff on myself. I have the autism lining things up in my head, so I tell people not to put anything away, just leave it downstairs. I'll do it. So I have everything lined up, like you know what I mean. And we took a picture, and my mother-in-law and father-in-law have been prepping forever. They have a whole room that they turned into like shelving units, and it's full of so much stuff. So we sent them pictures, and they were like, "Oh, see,
Dang.
you guys are just like us now." And I was like, "Yeah, dude." So, and the good thing is here we don't have any crazy stuff happening like tornadoes usually, but you get snowstorms and sometimes the roads are closed down, or there's ice storms and you just don't want to leave. Whatever, you don't have to because you got a bunch of stuff downstairs. We have 3 freezers downstairs and 1 freezer in the refrigerator. So we fill one up with junk food for the kids, one up with meat, and the other one's full of bread. So every time I go to the store, I'll buy like 10 loaves of bread, and that'll last like for a long time. And I'll freeze that in that freezer, and then we fill the other one with meat, and I have like venison in there and like a whole bunch of stuff. And then the other one's like just junk, like hot pockets and pizza bites and stuff to keep kids quiet. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much how I do that. So we have like all the
So
cleaning
you said
supplies.
you
You got to
have
step.
8 shelves?
So I have 8 right now. I'll have 9 tomorrow. So they're 4-layer
Okay.
shelves. They sell them from Home Depot. They're about $75 a piece. Um, some of them are bigger than others. I'm getting a smaller one. There's like 4-foot ones and 6-foot ones. So we have like two 6-foot ones, 3 6-foot ones, and a bunch of 4-foot ones. Like another 6-foot one. Yeah, so we have a whole bunch. I don't know. The 4-foot ones are good if you don't have a lot of room. Like you know what I mean? Or if you
Yeah.
buy a six
Yeah.
foot, you can put a 4-foot next to it where another 6 might not fit. So downstairs on one wall we have a 6 and a 4. And on the other wall it's bigger, so there's 2 6s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then on the back side there's like a 6 going this way and like a 4 going that way. And then on the other corner there's like two 4s going like this. And then the other one, we don't use our garage as a garage, so we don't use the door. So I think I'm going to put the new shelf up against the garage door, because you know what I mean. Because we have when we go
Why
down the
not?
stair, we go down the stairs from our house into our garage. There's a shelf, and on that shelf is a whole bunch of more prepping stuff, like crackhead noodles. So ramen, we buy like cases of ramen and put it there, and then like all the
Yes.
powdered stuff, like chili mix, taco mix, seasoning mix, dip mix, like all of that stuff is right on there with plastic bags, like sandwich bags, aluminum foil, all that stuff. So because we bought a bunch of that for the shelf too, so everything it's all like divided now. That's what we're trying to do is organize it by category. So like all this stuff on this shelf is sandwich bags, like freezer bags, like aluminum foil, like saran wrap. So that's that shelf. And this shelf is all pasta, you know what I mean, and rice or whatever. And then this shelf's all cleaning supplies. And we have like 10 cans of Dawn and four cans, like four things of laundry detergent, like whatever. We do have a lot of stuff down there. Like, and you can spend, what we do
So
is we'll wait and we'll spend like $400. You know what I mean? And then
yeah.
you have everything. Or spend 200 like one day and then like next week spend the other 200. But it's I don't know, you get into it kind of.
S
Great Poupon.
Do you have any Grey Poupon?
Love Great Poupon. Actually she
I
just
love
bought me
that
honey mustard.
commercial.
I have honey mustard. I just got like she just bought like 8 bottles of it. I ran out of space. Like that's why I was like, I need another shelf. I ran out of space. About too much honey mustard.
So if someone was looking to kinda start prepping and they had room in their house to put 1 shelf, like they could buy
Right,
1 shelving system, 4 foot, 6 foot, whichever.
right.
They get 1 shelf set up, and then the practical thing is to get extras of what you're already using. And
Right. So
then
yeah.
you
Right.
use up what you have, go and grab that, put it in your pantry, and then start restocking your shelves as you go.
Right, because it's not really feasible if you're just gonna buy canned goods and leave them down there. It doesn't make any sense, really. Like, I mean, unless you're building a bunker,
You're gonna
like you know
throw
what I
them
mean.
away at
Like,
some
I
point.
mean, right, you're gonna throw them away because eventually it's gonna go bad no matter what. I mean, but
Yeah.
you just use it and rotate it and put new stuff in there. And when you get low, just restock it. It's really that's all it is. It's like using restocking, and constantly fixing it because people are constantly messing it up. Because like somebody will go down to grab something and I'll mess it up, and then it's just, that's why I tell people just let me do it. So you have one person that like in charge of lining things up. You know what I mean? Like we just bought 10 bottles of Parmesan cheese because we use it all the time, and like 7 bottles of friggin' Prego spaghetti sauce. Like, it's just
Yeah.
stuff like that because that goes fast. We know, like, our one son like eats pasta and sauce all the time, so that stuff goes fast. And then like ketchup, they kill that, so that goes fast. So we buy a lot of that. Like we have like an entire shelf full of coffee because that's all me. Like what I'm saying. So we go through like I like the big Dunkin' things are on sale. It's like 3.5 pounds of coffee for $19 they go on sale. So we'll buy like 5 of them. So you're like $100 worth of coffee. But then if you go out, you see it, oh, I like that flavor. So you throw that up there. All of a sudden now you got 30 pounds of coffee. I figured it out one day. We have 28 pounds of coffee downstairs.
That's awesome.
So like,
You could open a coffee shop.
seriously. But it's just, and that's another thing. If you're out and you have the money on you, you might see something. You're like, oh, I like that, and that's a different flavor, so you'll get that. Or I don't know, you see some different sauce, like Kinder's. Like I just bought Kinder sauce, like just to try it out. And if you like it, then that's something else you can restock. Like I stock hot sauce. Like I have a whole shelf full of like green jalapeno and chipotle hot sauce. Like just stuff you use.
So Erin is like you. She would be the one
Right.
stocking the shelves.
Seriously. I'm just like, it's such a mess. Like just don't even touch it. Just bring the bags in, leave the bags on the ground. I'll get it.
So
But yeah,
when you grocery shop, are you like you're not grocery shopping like weekly or twice a week like a lot of people. You're grocery shopping big, but you're doing it
right.
like every couple weeks.
Right, right. Yeah, so or like the meat situation, like we'll just wait like a month and buy $500 worth of meat. Like you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
we have 2 chest freezers, and the bread one is more of a 4.5 cubic feet stand up one, but it's still a top load. So you get a lot of stuff in there, and like you go and buy 10 loaves of bread, like I said, and that doesn't cost much. What's bread like $1 or something, $1.10?
Yeah.
Like you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So and like a lot of those stores are annoying. Like Aldi's is annoying because they don't have bags, but They got good deals sometimes, but the canned goods at Aldi's are not as cheap as the ones at Walmart. So if you're gonna get canned goods, Walmart's actually the better
Yes.
place to go. But Aldi's is good for like weird stuff. Like you can get a chuck roast for like 16 bucks sometimes. Like you know what I mean? Because I make jerky, so I use that for jerky. So you just gotta look around, use your coupons. We go to BJ's, we get stuff there, a lot of bulk items. Because sometimes you'll save money that way. It's just you gotta figure it out, I guess.
So
What
Kathleen wants to know if you do any special prepping before like a big winter storm or something.
So we always buy water, right? And just for everybody's information, snow is water. So, so you know, because it makes me laugh.
Warm
Everybody
it
goes
up and
out
you've got water.
when everybody goes outside and they're like, "Oh my God, it's gonna snow! I got to get 9 cases of water." I'm like, snow is water, dude.
It's
Just
free water.
you gotta
It's
melt it and
free.
boil it. You'll be fine. So we buy cases of water from BJ's. There's 40 actually, because I have a case right over there on the floor. So it's this. What is this? Wesley purified water. Case of 40 is like $3, right?
Oh my
We
gosh.
we have two downstairs. There's one in our room, and she just went to buy another one because she's going to PJ's again, right? Because it just never stops. Like it's in your head. So we'll have like 4 or 5 things of water anyway. Um, and for storms, like I'll try to have gas for my generator in case the power goes out because gas goes bad. So you can't just store gas forever because
Yes,
it's
it
a
does.
perishable thing. So you have to. That's another thing too. It's hard to do because what are you going to do with it? But when your generator is done running, and if it doesn't run out of gas, you should dump it out. But where are you going to dump it? Right? You don't want to dump it into the ground. So I just leave it in there, and then it won't start. Whatever. You put new gas in there, and hopefully it goes. Um, so yeah, so that, and
Wild
then just
man's
make sure
learning something.
you just make sure you have all the food that you think you're going to need before a storm, which we do. So like you know what I mean. Anyway, and that's the whole purpose of us trying to get everything before winter starts because we get snow. We haven't really had a lot of bad storms, but you never know here, man. So we live on a mountain. Like you know what I mean. Anything can happen. We don't really lose power a lot either, but we have for like 11, 12 hours at a time. So I mean, that's a different thing. And the thing, if it's a snowstorm and you keep your freezers closed, you should be okay. But if it goes like an
Yeah.
excessively long time, you could take snow from outside and put it in your freezer on top, like a whole bunch of snow. Just throw it in there and close the top, and that'll keep it. It'll melt, and then you'll have water in there. But you can pull a plug and drain it too. So another, or put it in
Yeah.
plastic bags. You can do that too.
Now, a snowstorm is definitely much easier for as far as perishable stuff than like if you have a hurricane that wipes you out and you're in the South.
Right,
Different
like
things that you're worried about. You're not worried about hypothermia in the South, but
right,
now you're worried about all like everything you eat. What can I still eat? What's still good?
right.
So
Yeah,
that is
it's
the one nice thing about snow.
like food, water, medical supplies. That's another thing to prep. I mean, I have a crap load of stuff like maintenance meds. Like if you're on blood pressure meds or heart meds or something, you should have all that stuff already. Like you know what I mean? I mean, I know you can't get your prescriptions to a certain time, but you should have enough to get through 3 days at least.
Yeah.
I switched insurance companies, and for some reason, they gave me my blood pressure meds 35 days early, so I have a full month over what I'm supposed to have. So I have a month's extra supply of blood pressure meds. So, which is sick because I'm a prepper, and I was like, "That's awesome, dude!" Like,
That's a nice bonus.
like seriously. So yeah, you just gotta have like medical supplies, food. If it's cold, like hopefully you have something to keep yourself warm, blankets. Even if you don't have a generator, you should have a generator though. They're not really that expensive. Um, but sometimes you can't hook a gen to your like heating system, so then you could buy
Yeah.
those portable heaters that catch your house on fire. But you just gotta watch out for those. But just get like
If your
blankets
house
and
catches on fire, you're not cold.
no right. So you got to get like
Not for a while.
yeah. Yeah, you just got to get stuff that'll keep you warm. Clothes, bundle up, double layer, whatever. Hopefully, it's not out for that long. My mother-in-law and father-in-law live in the state forest, so their road isn't really a road. They don't even plow it; they grade it. They come through the grader, and that's how they get the snow out of there. And it's like really hard. We all have all-wheel drive, so we get up there no problem. But their power will go out for like weeks, like a week, and they have a generator. So
Wow.
like I'll have to go up there and help him start the generator because he's bedridden and she can't really walk that good. So they have a generator though. They have more than one actually. So it's stuff like that. Like if you know that's going to happen, you should say, okay, We need to have some way to have power. She was gonna get a Generac, but they're like 20 grand. They told her, and I was like, holy crap! They're awesome because you
Yeah.
just flip it over and your power comes back on in your house. But $20,000 is a lot if you're
20
not really.
grand?
Yeah, if you're not really. I mean, they probably lose power every year, but I mean, 20 grand don't do. I'm like, I don't know, like
That's a
whatever.
lot.
Just use your Honda. That's they have the Honda thing, and I just go and get it and turn it on. So like that's another thing you can have for whatever happens in your area. If you live somewhere where your basement floods, you should get a pump. Like, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like
Yes.
stuff that you know you're
Yeah.
gonna need. Um, Whatever happens in your area, you should prepare for that. Tornadoes, maybe you do want to build a shelter underground in case that happens and have it stocked with food and water, just in case. You don't know, right? You know what I mean? If you have the money, though. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes you don't have the money for it, but like if you can, I would do it for sure.
Yeah, I think the best thing you can do is be practically prepared for realistic situations you could face in your area. And that's different for everyone. Like you worry about snow, we might not see snow.
Right, right,
We're worried about storms coming in too far from the, like a hurricane coming
right,
in off
right.
the
Yeah, yeah.
coast.
Oh yeah,
That's a reality for us.
yeah. You know what's crazy too is like I did a video on. There's like a bunch of stuff, but it's like global collapse. Like what? Like, yeah, we got a meteor is gonna hit like the middle of the country. Like, what? Or there's gonna be a civil war. Like, this stuff's not really feasible, dude. Like, it could happen, but it probably isn't gonna. I can guarantee you, it's gonna snow here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know every year it does. I mean, not every year we have a civil war. Not every year a meteor hits. Not every year like zombies come up out of the ground. But like, and it's all clickbait too, because it's like the way they put the videos on there. They're like, you should do this or you're gonna die or what. It's just crazy, man. Like, it's not practical. Practical preppers and people that actually prep for real are buying canned goods, meat, water, and they're stocking their house. That's what they're doing. They're not preparing for zombies attacking. I mean, maybe
Yeah,
they are. I'm not.
it's not
Like,
reality.
you know what I'm saying? It's right. It's reality. And I'm like, I work for CERT too, so I'm a CERT team leader, and like it's a community emergency response team, and it's from FEMA. It's through FEMA, and there's a lot of preparedness that you do with people. Everybody thinks like, yeah, CERT teams go out and they help the community when things go to shit, and they're like volunteers and they're disaster responders. I'm also a disaster responder, but that's Team Rubicon. So you go on CERT and you can look up all kinds of stuff about you know weather events like tornadoes, what you should do to prepare for a tornado, or what you should do to prepare for a snowstorm, or what you should do for hurricanes. So that's on like ready.gov. So you can go on there and check all that stuff out. It's cool. So there's like a lot of
That's
ways to learn.
awesome.
Like if you don't know how to do it, just do that. They'll only set you up for like 3 days worth of stuff a lot of times because they're hoping that you're set in 3 days. But you don't know, you might not. You should have enough food in your house for 3 months, I think. I mean,
Well, and honestly, that's probably a pretty good place to start if someone's starting from scratch
right?
right now. Let's get 3 days taken care of. Figure out
Yeah,
what you need for 3 days, and once you get there, then you move to a week, 2 weeks,
well, I
whatever.
figured that too. Like, say you're going out and you're gonna go, I don't know, just driving around, and anything, you can go off the road and crash. I don't know. So if you have like a
Yeah.
survival kit or a bag or a bug out bag, and you have 3 days worth of everything in it, you should be good. Um, they
Yeah.
sell these little bottles of water, not they're like juice packs. You know what juice packs with a straw? They sell
Yep.
waters, SOS. It's Coast Guard approved, and you can get, I think they're 40 cents a piece. I bought like 20 of them because my daughter lives in Texas and they're having tornadoes. So I bought a bunch and I made her a go bag and I put a bunch of those waters in there. I didn't want it to be too heavy, so I only put like six in there, 5 or 6. But I put the rest of them in my jump bag. So when I'm doing EMS in the summer, if we don't have water, I have that water, those little bottles, those little things of water. So you could buy those. You can buy
Yeah,
10 of
they're
those. Yeah, they're like little
aren't they
juice.
kinda like a little square, thin thing? Yeah.
Yeah, you know what a Capri Sun looks like? They look just like it. They
Yep,
come with a straw and everything.
yep.
So you
That's
could get
I've seen
those.
those before.
You get like 20 of those for $8. I mean, it's not a lot of water. You should just buy it. You should just go to BJ's and buy 40 bottles for $3. But like, you know what I mean? If you can't, like,
But
that's
that's a
another
much
way
more
to,
practical way to
right,
keep it on you.
right. And then if you buy 3 cases of 40, it costs you $10. Like, you know what I mean? Now you
Yeah,
have 120 bottles of water. That's a lot. Like, you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? So,
No,
and
that's
these are 12,
incredible.
what are these, like 12 ounces, I think, or 16 ounces?
16?
Yeah, 16.9 fluid ounces. So 500 milliliters.
Yeah.
So 120 of these. I mean, I think you're supposed to drink a gallon a day per person or use a gallon a day. So yeah. But sometimes that's
Some
not
some
right.
really good info.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, once you've done it and you're being realistic about it, I think everybody knows how to do it inherently. Like, what I'm saying? You know what you need, you know what you use. And if you start with the 3 day thing, like, I want to get enough water for 3 days, or I want to get enough food for 3 days, I want to get like a 4 foot or a 6 foot shelf because that's all the room I have. You can start with canned goods. Like I say, even if you only buy, 5 or 10 cans of carrots one week, and that's like $5. Like, you know what I mean? And then the next week, buy 10 cans of green beans if that's what you eat. Like, you can buy tons of non-perishable stuff, like a little bit at a time, and then the next thing you know, you got a shelf full of stuff. And then you rotate in and out. So next time you don't got to buy 10 cans, you got to buy three. Like, you know what I mean? Or I got to buy
Yeah.
four. You know what I mean? Because you're constantly refilling that. I never use all of those cans ever. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just rotate it from the back to the front. Like, I grab from the back, pull it up, pull it up, pull it up. And stuff lasts for like 5 years. It's can. So it's not going to be down there for 5 years anyway. So even if I didn't rotate it, I would use it like over time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the stuff you got to worry
No,
about
I
more
love
is
it.
like mayonnaise or stuff like, things like that. Stuff that's frozen doesn't matter either, because if you look into what it says, some places say you can freeze stuff for a year, some say 2, some say 5. Like, nobody knows. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I would say no longer than 5 years though, because I think you could freeze it burn. 10 cans of carrots. Yeah, I got 10 cans of carrots. I got 10 cans of spinach too, I think. Green beans. I got spinach, green beans, carrots, peas, corn. There's a lot of stuff down there, man. I don't even know. I took a picture of it.
What you eat.
Yeah, that's what everybody eats.
Get what you
So,
eat.
and then it's hard to get potatoes and stockpile them because they go bad, right? So we buy canned potatoes. So I have like
Yes.
10 cans of canned potatoes too. So, and then other stuff like we use diced mushrooms, cut up mushrooms. So we have like 5 or 6 cans of that. We make like nachos. So we have like 5 or 6 cans of that nacho cheese. We use Rotel, and we have an unlimited supply of diced tomatoes. I'm telling you, like, because there's like probably 20 cans of that. And then the Rotel, and then the pizza sauce or pasta sauce. It's just all the stuff that you use, like garlic. We use garlic, so you buy like 5 things of garlic. And like I said, I have 10 Parmesan cheese. They use it constantly, so I have like 10 containers of Parmesan cheese. It's just when you go the one time, it'll cost like $200 if you do it the way I do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we were literally out of Parmesan
And
cheese.
then you
Yeah,
you keep a list, right? Like, you keep a
right. Like, so
a
I know
list
what
of
we
what you
buy.
need, just,
Right.
"I need
So I
this,
know
this,
that's what I was
this."
doing. I was downstairs. I think I wrote it. So I have this, and it's got a bunch of stuff in there. I ripped it out and gave it to my wife. Actually, yeah. So I was downstairs with my notebook, and she was like, "Go down there and see what's missing and what we need." And I was writing down, okay, you can use like 5 cans of, this, or I need ranch dressing. I need like 5 of those. I need like 3 or 4 mustards, and just, you know what I mean. You just, after a while doing it for so long, you know what you buy all the time. And when you start buying different stuff, it kind of factors into. Then you realize, like, okay, we got this Taco Bell sauce, this Chipotle sauce these kids use, so I'll buy that. Now I know there's Chick-fil-A sauce they want, so that's in my head. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't know. Plus, sometimes you take a picture of it, and you'll remember what you get. So if you forget, you're like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
missing something, and you have a picture of it for reference, or just write it down, whatever.
That's awesome. I love it. I love it. So you guys, how do you prep? That's what we wanna do with you. How do you prep?
Yeah,
And if you're gonna start using this, let us know how it goes.
Black
I
olives is a
think
good
me
one.
with knives is appalled by your food choices.
Vegetable choices. Hey, I got meats too, so I got a bunch of stuff that's not so good for you. Like, I don't know, venison's all right. That's pretty good for you, but kielbasa and stuff. This is what I eat. If you can go to, like, so here they have like meat markets. Like, it's not close. It's like 50 miles away. But if you go there once a month, it's a discount meat market. You can get stuff for like cheaper too. So you can try that if you have that in your area.
That's cool. Oh,
What's that?
cool. Thank you.
Oh
That's my
yeah,
first filmed video in a minute.
there you go.
I have a good one coming up Tuesday, guys. I already filmed it, so be ready for that. It'll be fun.
That's cool.
And yeah, you'll be able to tell it kind of ties into this one.
That's cool. Yeah, once you start it, I just tell everybody, get a shelf. You don't even have to get a fancy shelf. I mean, you don't have to buy a $75 shelf. Buy whatever shelf you can afford, and just use it. Even if it's, I don't know, a 2 foot shelf, like whatever. Just get whatever you can. Like, but then
I
it
think what
turns into
makes
other.
it little to no veggies. I'm actually with you, me with knives. I'm right there with you.
Yeah, I got a lot of meat in my freezer too. So there's a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, I got venison, I got salmon, I got freaking venison hamburger. Iron. So I have like 3 Dutch ovens. Like, you know what I mean? I have
Nice.
a whole bunch of different cast iron frying pans. I have a 15, I have a 12, I have a 10, I have a 6. Um, I want to get rid of the 15 that I have because it's a Walmart one and it's not finished as well as the Lodge ones. So I want to get a 15-inch Lodge. But those are like $50. But like whatever, like I use them. So and yes, you can clean your cast iron. This isn't 1850 where people died from foodborne illnesses because they didn't clean their cast iron. You have to clean it with soap and water and dry it off immediately and then reseason it with oil and wipe it down and put it away. And it's fine. I do it all the time. Never rusted, not once. Deer, yeah, I got a
Um,
lot of it.
what I
I make jerky out of it too, but
what I
there's no
like
fat in deer. What is it?
oh, venison deer is awesome.
Yeah, fish too. I got fish. Um, I
One
can
of the
good.
things I like about the way you're prepping and the way that people can practically prep is right now, uh, everything's high. Inflation, going to the grocery store might cost 2 to 3 times what it used to. And so it's not, it might not be practical or feasible for people to think about prepping in the way like these zombie preppers are telling you.
Right, right,
But buying 4 extra cans, buying,
right.
some extra bread, buying this and that, you
Yeah,
put it on a shelf, and then you use it and just restock it. So you're not buying prepper food and buying your food. You're buying your food as the prepper
yeah. I
food, and so
wouldn't
you're grocery shopping
like.
from your preps.
I think that like those places that sell those buckets of prepper food for like $300 are out of control. You could buy $300 worth of
Yeah.
food and stock your shelf with it, like canned goods and stuff. There's no reason to buy that stuff. Well, canned goods last 5 years. Like so, if you buy like 5 cans of carrots, you're gonna spend like $2.50. Like you know what I mean? Instead of $250
Yeah.
on a bucket full of crap you're never gonna use. Like or like about Mountain House, those are even like $10 a piece. Like you know what I mean? And it would be
They're insane.
super hard to prep. I mean, if you bought one a week, that'd be different, but it would take forever, like to build up a certain amount. I do have some of them, but I only have like 5 because I just bought them. It's like I put them up here and just leave them. Like so, I more use them like if we go somewhere and I just want to take them and throw them in the truck or something, then we'll have that. You know what I mean? So, but to think that you're gonna buy like 20 buckets, or you see these guys on YouTube with just these prepper buckets, they cost like $200 a piece. So these guys are probably getting those sent
Yeah.
to them. They're not paying for them. Like, you know what I mean?
No,
So
not
it's
with
not,
what they
you know
have,
what I
yeah.
mean? So, but then the bad thing about that is people have FOMO. So they're thinking, oh my God, it's going to be the end of the world. This guy's got all these buckets. I got to buy $500, $200 buckets. And you don't. You could buy 500 cans of carrots. Like, whatever, dude. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? You can live on this stuff. Um, I literally had friends come to my house because my wife does home daycare, and they were in the basement where the door is where all my shelves and all that stuff is. And she was like, "Dude, you have like a store down here." She was like, "I know where to come if I need something." I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." Like you know what I mean? It's just, but after a while, you just get used to doing it, and depending on your monetary situation. Sometimes your money goes up, you get a different job, you make more money, you can get more stuff, like whatever. If you got more than one person working in your house that's on the same page as you with prepping, then you can both do it, and that helps even more. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
um, just buy stuff that's like actually real, like you're gonna use it. Like I don't know, I just watch these channels, and I'm like, this guy's got like what's that zombie TV show that everybody watches? The guy with the
The
baseball bat,
Walking Dead?
Walking Dead, like
Yep.
stuff like that. Like this guy's on there showing how to build weapons to beat up zombies. Like, what the hell is wrong with you, dude? Like, seriously, go to ready.gov. Like, buy water. Like, you know what I'm saying? Buy like get a
And
BJ's membership.
in reality, he's ready to fight zombies, but the snowstorm is gonna take him
Like,
out.
seriously, there's like I don't even understand. Like, you can get a BJ's membership for like $50 a year. So it's not like a week; it's a year. And then you get gas. You get money off of gas, which it's always like 10 or 15 cents cheaper. And which seriously only adds up to $1, so that's like whatever. But the food part of it is better. Like, I don't even go to BJ's. I'm like, oh, like $1, dude. Like, I don't even care. But the food part of it is you can get a lot of stuff from there. But you can also get a lot of stuff at Walmart, the Super Walmart. You get a 25-pound bag of sugar at Super Walmart for like $17 or $18. 25-pound bag of sugar lasts a long time too. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
that's the big bag.
we bought the 10-pound bag, so we have that, and then the 5-pound bag, and then like if you cook bread, obviously you got to buy flour. So buy your flour, like, and then when you're done, buy some more. Like I have no flour right now because we never bought it, so I got to go get it. But I used it, like, you know what I'm saying? But I still have bread because I have a bunch of beer bread mixes. I can use that until I get flour. So
I'm
that's a
gonna need your
backup.
beer bread recipe.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got it. I actually I work at the high school, so the kids that I watch, the medical special ed kids, we go to culinary, and the guy that runs a class, a culinary teacher, gave me his bread recipe, and I use that now. So I can send it to you. It's You just got to let it rise
Yeah.
overnight. It works great. It makes like giant loaf of bread or two different loaves. So it cooks better if you put it in a cast iron.
My husband makes bread.
Oh, there you
He
go.
got into that about a month or so ago. So
Yeah, I've been doing it for a while. I actually found so there's a bunch of different YouTube channels. Early American, right? It's a husband and wife. Now they're husband and wife actually, and they're living. I mean, they live in real world too, but they have a house and they live as like it's 1820, 1830. So they're putting like recipe like the Townsends. You can watch the Townsends. They have like all these 1700, 1800 recipes that they make, and they're living that. Like they do it for a long time. Like this guy, I think he lives like that for like half the year, like as if he was in 1750. So you can get recipes.
dang.
You can get recipes from that. I have a bread recipe that's got 3 things in it. It's got flour, it's got molasses because they didn't have a lot of sugar, so they would use molasses. And it's a recipe from
Oh,
1750s. So it's flour, molasses, and it's not. There's not even any yeast in it. I don't think. I gotta look it up. But I did it and I made it, and it was actually okay. Because I'm always like I'm
oh,
big into. I like the 1800s. I like that time period. So I watch all these shows, and I'm like, okay, I can make hardtack, or I can make this bread recipe from like 1850, because these people didn't have like anything, and they only here it is. So it's 3 cups of flour, a pinch of salt, uh, 1.5 cups of warm water, 1 tablespoon of yeast, and 1 to 2 tablespoons of molasses. That's it. That makes bread
that's insane.
and it works.
That's
Like, you know what I'm
insane.
saying? And it came out, and I used a cast iron top, a 10-inch cast iron skillet, and I put it in that, and it came out, and I was like, it's sweet because you're using, instead of the sugar that you would put in the water for the yeast to feed on, the molasses, just you just throw. When I was reading this, it was like you don't put the yeast in the warm water, and it was like no. I'm like, what? I was like, okay, but I guess because molasses is in the mix, the yeast just feeds off the molasses while it's rising. So, and you're
Yeah,
supposed to let it
that's
rise for 2 hours.
crazy.
You let it rise for 2 hours, and then you bake it for 45 minutes at 350. And that recipe is from 1750, and it was in use still in the year 1820. So
And you made that in a 10-inch skillet?
yeah, a 10-inch cast iron lodge skillet. So my one Dutch oven
Yeah.
is a double Dutch, and that was like $60. So it's like this lodge double Dutch oven, and the top of it converts into a frying pan skillet. So the top is still a Dutch oven top, but you
Wow.
flip it off. So I kind of bake some bread in that sometimes because it heats it more evenly. I feel. I mean, even though people say it doesn't, but whatever. It just came out better on the bottom. It gets crispier on the bottom when you use a cast iron. So yeah, or you could cook it in a Dutch oven too. Even I haven't.
Yeah, so
That hasn't really worked for me though.
Me with Knives said, $30 gets you 25 pounds of sugar and flour, 25 pounds of flour.
Sweet.
That's awesome.
25
It's
pound bag is
it's
17.
doable. It's affordable.
25-pound bag of flour is $13. I should go get that. Where's that at?
Yeah,
Probably Walmart, right?
that's awesome. Yeah, gotta be.
Yeah. So that's the bread recipe from 1750, but I have like a regular one from school. Plus, I make other things. Like you buy stuff that you know that, listen, I can make this. So why spend, you know, I don't know, $100 on a bunch of Campbell's soup when you can make chicken noodle soup yourself? Like you just need some egg noodles. You need some vegetables. Like I put carrots in it. I put celery in it. I put onions in it. I put garlic in it and chicken. and you just buy that stuff, put it in the Dutch oven, 9 cups of water, some chicken bouillon cubes, and boom, you got chicken noodle soup. Like, you know what I mean? And my wife has me make it all the time. My daughter said it's like her favorite meal. Like, seriously.
That's
So,
cool.
but it's not just like being prepared with having stuff on hand. It's also like having knowledge on how to do other things. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how to make bread, or you know how to make soup, or you know how to like heal a wound or help somebody or something like that. Like, you need to learn stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Knowledge is king. There you go.
Yeah, so he's got the 12-inch version. Yeah.
I have the 12-inch skillet, but I mean, I could use that too, actually, because the frying pan. So the frying pan has the handle on the end of it, right? The skillet I'm talking about is just the top. It doesn't have the handles. It has the two flip handles. They're like two little handles. But I do
Yeah.
have one, two, three. So yeah, I have a 15-inch skillet frying pan. I have a 12-inch skillet frying pan. I have a 10-inch skillet frying pan and a 6-inch. And Lodge just had a big sale at Walmart, so I ended up buying those two at the same time. I bought the 12-inch for like, I don't know, it was like $20, and then the 10-inch one was like on sale too for like $15. So I bought them both. Don't buy them from
Yeah,
Cracker
my
Barrel. If you go to
husband just
Cracker
got
Barrel,
them.
if you go to Cracker Barrel, they're like double the price. Don't buy them
They'll rip you off.
there.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I mean, any frying pan will work, whatever. It's just that cast iron you can double and you throw it in the oven. I bought the cast iron double Dutch, the enamel plated one, a while ago for my wife. I use it more than she ever would, and that was like $50. And they have a red one and a blue one. Those are on Walmart. They're at Walmart right now for like $49. So that's the cast iron enamel. Then the double Dutch I got on Amazon, that was like $60. So, and then I have an outdoor one that has legs on it. It's called the Camp Dutch oven, and that was from Walmart. That was like $20, and that one on sale now it's like
Dang.
$30. So I have a bunch of cast iron stuff. And then not only that, I built a fire pit in my backyard. My wife bought me a tripod so I could hang my Camp Dutch oven. If I had to cook over a fire, I can do that too. So like we lost total power
That's
and everything.
awesome.
We lost total power and everything else, and I have like 4 wood piles because a bunch of trees came down and we cut a bunch down. So I have like so much wood. I could just cook over that fire if I had to.
So y'all be good to go indefinitely.
Seriously, I got so much wood, like
No,
it's crazy.
that's the goal, to be able to take care of you and your family.
There
Well,
you
I
go.
think this has been awesome. I think this has been great. We will be back next week, 1 o'clock Sunday,
Yeah,
same time, same place. You guys have an idea for what you want to talk about? Go ahead and let us know here or elsewhere. Catch his videos, True Budget EDC and Prepping, True Budget EDC and Medical, and EDCQ for me. So check out our stuff. Let us know what you want to hear us talk about. Give us ideas and ask us questions. That's why it's Q&A with R&A. So thank you, Rich. This has been awesome. I think everybody got a ton of awesome info. And I'm going to go in here and talk to my husband about where we can add a shelf and start
there you go.
stocking up
Hey,
on stuff ourselves.
I'll send you the link for the shelf that we bought. I don't know if I sent you pictures, but I took a bunch of pictures
I
and
think
sent
you
them.
did
Right, so I'll
yesterday
try to
or the
get the
day
link for
before.
my.
Yeah.
It's at Home Depot though. They're the ones at Home Depot, just 4 foot 6 foot ones, and they're basically
Okay.
just metal framed ones, and you put them together. They're a pain in the butt, but once they're done, they're done. Like, you know what I mean? So
You want to
flashlights
talk about
next week,
flashlights next
dude. I have
week?
so many flashlights. I have no problem with that. I'm gonna start giving them away. Like, seriously.
We'll come
Like,
up with some parameters and we'll do a flashlight episode next week. So bring your flashlights,
it's,
guys. If you want to talk flashlights, bring yours.
yeah. All right. Hey, thanks
Awesome.
everybody for coming and listening.
Yes, thank you for hanging out with us. Have a great week and we'll see you
Yeah.
next one.
See you next time.